Okay, I think we'll get started. So today I just want to talk a little bit about the resources that, some additional resources that you might find valuable. These are some YouTube channels that I found useful when I was learning about the PIC 10F200 and assembly programming with the PICs, and then a couple of books that I found useful. Now the danger is that there's a ton of great content out on YouTube and elsewhere on the internet, and I'm surely not going to get nearly any appreciable fraction of it. But these are just the ones I found valuable, and just wanted to share those with you in case you would find them valuable as well. We're working with the PIC 10F200, which is not a particularly common microcontroller because it is so primitive and limited in its use, although that's the reason we're using it, is so that we can really truly understand things really at the basic level. And then also assembly on the PIC and using the PIC instruction set. That is less common in some of the YouTube channels than just programming in C. So we're sitting right here at this intersection of these two. There's a couple of YouTube channels that do sit here, but oftentimes the assembly ones are talking about a different microcontroller, and then there's some PIC 10F200s that are using C instead of assembly. So let's go to the computer, and I'll show you a few of those, and then I have the links to these pages in the description as well. So the first here is an excellent series on the, particularly exactly on what we're doing, the PIC 10F200 with assembly. And in fact, I probably wouldn't even have done this series because of this is already out there. Although with the changes in the IDE that have happened recently, then you have to make a few adjustments to the code that's presented here to get it to work. And so I'd encourage you to also watch these videos, particularly after you're getting things to work, if you're using a more recent version of the MPLAB IDE. So this goes through a number of different videos that walks you through programming with assembly. And accompanying with this is also a website that has the written material as well. So this is the most germane to our particular series, and just a really valuable one for you to check out. So that, again, that's Circuit Bread, and it's one of the first ones that come up if you just search PIC 10F200 on YouTube. There's another. This one is by 2-bit, and this is a big series with the PIC 10F200. It's in assembly language, and it's very good. Again, it's a little bit older, so there's some changes in the code that if you just use that code directly in the newer version of the IDE, it won't work, and you have to figure out what's going on. But again, as a complement, after you've done the stuff with the IDE, with the more current IDE, coming back and looking at this is very valuable as well. So again, this is a channel by 2-bit, and this is the playlist on the PIC 10F200. Then when it comes to assembly language, Julian Eilert has a nice playlist here on just PIC assembly. So again, using the PIC, this you can see this is a PIC Kit 2 here, and so this again is a little bit older, and things do change a little bit, but you can still get a lot of value in those older videos as well. Again, more assembly. Bindertronics has a long playlist. This is focused on the PIC 16 F877, and again, this is more recent, but it's again talking about a different PIC microcontroller, and I think it's the past version of the IDE, so 5. Although I'm not sure if I remember that right. But you can see a lot of things that we've already done some serial, or that we will do some serial UART and other projects that would be very similar. So this is a good one. Again, Bindertronics. PZ Technology has a collection of assembly language, and this is again a good set to work with thinking about the registers. It is using a different PIC, so a more advanced PIC than what we're using, but again, a lot of the same ideas here. This is again, the IDE is version 5 rather than our version 6, so there are a few changes in the initial setup and how you call program. So again, valuable, but not. We'll have to make some changes to some of the coding. And then finally, this is just a single video, but I found it to be very, very helpful. This is by Creel, and this is assembly program in the MPLAB IDE. Again, I think it's the older version of the IDE, so there's some changes you have to make, but really does a good job of talking about why he's doing everything in the coding. So this is a valuable video to watch. So these are the video resources that I found very valuable, and of course there's many others, and I know I'm forgetting some that I've used as well, but these are ones that I've found to be particularly helpful. Let me just go through 2 books, and I won't say too much about them. This book I've read quite a bit, and this is good if you are interested in getting into the theory of the microcontroller a little more. So talking about the architecture, talking about the flow of the processing, so pipelining, a lot of good important stuff. Notice this is particularly focused on the PIC 18, but a lot of those are transferable to what we're doing. And so this is Microcontroller Theory and Applications with the PIC 18F by Rafik Kuzmin. And so this has been a valuable one for me. And here's one I haven't used quite as much. This one's a very big book, but it does have a lot of sample coding in it. And so again, does have section on assembly, and it nicely transitions to C, as did the previous book. So if you want to learn assembly enough to kind of understand what's going on, but then get into C, this is also a book that might work. And so this is by Mazadi, McKinley, and Causi, and this is PIC Microcontroller and Embedded Systems using assembly in C for the PIC 18. So again, not the same PIC that we're using, but a lot of transferable skills. And like I said, I haven't used this as much, so I can't say as much about this book, but in what I have used, it's well written and a good resource. And I got both of these on Abe Books. They're used books, and for a very reasonable price. All right, so I think that kind of does it for resources. Again, the links are in the description, and I hope you can take advantage of all that's out there on the internet to continue your learning and to connect with what we're talking about.